I'm about to show you how to win more games of Overwatch. This isn't a joke, this is actual fact. You will win more games if you watch this video. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Overwatch brain, the Overwatch plan. You always need to know what you're going to do in this game all of the time. If you do that, then you will win more games. I guarantee that. The worst thing you can do in Overwatch is just run into the game and just start going brain dead and just feeding and feeding, running into fights and dying. It happens to all of us. If that starts happening to you, think, hang on, what should I be doing? Even if you've got a terrible plan, it doesn't matter. A plan is better than no plan. I honestly believe 60% of Overwatch comes down to your knowledge of the game. If you're a clever player, a tactical player, you will win more games. So this video, or rather this clip, the first game I want to show you, it's a very high level game, but this goes to show that even if you've got a plan, you'll still lose, and you need to accept that. Our Winston player is a DPS player. You probably watched me checking his statistics in the previous clip. He's gone tank because he knows nobody wants to play tank. We've just got a team of basically DPS and 2 supports, which isn't great. But at least he's tried to play tank to at least give us a chance. So that was his tactic. You can see that now he's decided to swap to D.Va because he doesn't want to play Winston because he doesn't want to feed his brains out. Which, you know, he's like, okay, but it's obviously not ideal. Without a main tank, it's going to be difficult. What is my plan? Well, my plan is, number one, not to tilt. That's what you've absolutely got to do in these situations. There will be times, because Overwatch still has a terrible competitive matchmaking system when it comes to your own teammates, that you will have teams, or we will be with players that won't be able to build teams. You just have to accept that and think, whatever, I'm going to move on. I mean, you can see here, this is pretty bad. I mean, my plan here is to just sort of stay around the area where I can see most of my team, give them support if I need to. You see, we're very split. This is a bad push. We don't really have any sort of dive. Everybody's just doing their own thing. It's highly frustrating, but the key here is not to lose my mind because it will affect my performance in the next game. Instead, I just think, oh, it's like a practice session. So I'll practice my Zen aim. I'll try and do bits and pieces. So if we fast forward in this game, this is us on the defense, and you can see we just basically get destroyed. Our Widowmaker is getting a lot of kills, but it doesn't really matter if the rest of your team's been killed, and so we're just going to lose the game. I won't show you the chat after the match, but you can imagine it's pretty bad. You can see, you know, there's some questionable chat going on already. But yeah, the morale of these players has dropped as a result of this game, which isn't great. So you just know they're going to go into the next game and have the same issues. Right then, let's focus on some examples of game knowledge and using it well. So, I'm playing Zen. I've almost got Transcendence available. The enemy team has a Genji and an Ana, but there is something very critical about this. The Genji and Ana are in a group together, so they're probably going to Nanoblade, right? You'd expect a Genji and an Ana to do this anyway, but these guys, you'd expect them to do it more. So what I'm trying to do here is rapidly charge my Transcendence so I can do this. Look at their Genji. They've invested 2 ultimates there, and I, through very simple knowledge, so I've got to be honest, guys, you don't need to be an amazing player to think of this stuff. It's just dead simple. It's just about being aware of your surroundings. I'm like, okay, I'm going to need to use Transcendence, but I need to charge it, then I can stop the Genji. So this is the same game. Let's look at, well, me doing it again. So here I am with a very good position as Zen. I can't really be attacked. I'm in the back line. What will a nano-bladed Genji try to do? Well, he'll try to kill the back line, won't he? He'll try to kill the supports. Here he comes. There he comes. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to use Transcendence. And look at him. He has no idea. They've actually used 3 ultimates in that fight there. They use Sound Barrier, they use Ana, and they use Genji. And I just completely shut down 2 of them. Like, we're winning the fight now. Our Junkrat gets a good kill there, but we win the fight just because of very simple game knowledge. If I was playing Zen and just wasn't paying attention to what they were doing with their ultimates, we would have lost that fight. So that was a very simple, easy win. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Here I want to play Zen, because I'm addicted to playing Zen at the moment, but look at what the team have selected. This isn't really ideal. I see a Bastion, I'm like, right, so I'll play Mercy, because obviously this is a Bastion main. I've just looked at the profile of the player. Now, the reason I did that is just to see if it was a Bastion 1 trick. It's not. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a bit weird. I have a look at the other guy's profile, and he's a main tank, which is good, which means at least we're going to have a tank. What I want to say, though, about looking at the profile is don't try and force people to play things based off their current season. You know, I think, to be honest, we should be able to hide this because it's not fair. Like, if you want to play other heroes, you know, maybe you're good at playing other heroes, but you never get the chance because you've got 20 hours on Mercy, for example. That's not great. Anyway, The whole plan here and the whole reason I'm playing Mercy is because we've only got one support. This is a massive problem. If I was playing any other support in the game right now, we would not be as effective as if I was playing Mercy. I am not the best Mercy player. You guys know I don't particularly like playing as Mercy, but Mercy can resurrect a dead target, and Mercy's got a pretty good ultimate where I can use it to AoE heal the team. That's why I've taken Mercy. And we almost hold this. We don't. We actually get pushed through, and I think they finished the map, possibly. I think we win this game. I think it was a draw. I can't remember, but one of the key things here, what I'm trying to do is not die. That's why I just used Valkyrie. Their Reinhardt came from behind. He could have charged me there and pinned me. If I die, we lose this fight. So I pop Valkyrie. There's probably people out there watching the video going, why the hell did you use Valkyrie? But if I died, we have lost the fight. It is better that I use the Valkyrie, which might give us a chance. I mean, our Doomfist goes absolutely huge there. I think he got in on Earth-shattered targets there, so that was just absolutely huge. But the plan there was to stay alive at all costs, because if I die, that's the win condition for the enemy team. So can you see? Like, Overwatch is not really about your raw mechanical skill. Yeah, if you're like a Tracer one trick, a Widow one trick or whatever, then sure it is about your aim. But you can still counter those heroes to some degree with good team play, with good solo play, with good Overwatch brain, the Overwatch knowledge, which I honestly still do believe is like 60% of the game. So let's take a look at a Reinhardt example here. Now, in this game, it is a little bit interesting because I did not start off as a tank. This is because we had a tank player, but the tank player was only playing tank because nobody else was playing tank. I did not realize that person wasn't a tank player. So what I did is during as this attack phase started, I said, look, I'll just play Reinhardt because, well, I've played quite a bit of Reinhardt. I haven't played too much of him this season, but I know how to play Reinhardt. So I just, take the Reinhardt and play him. And you can see we're pushing forward on the point. What is my plan here? Well, it's very simple with tanks, and this is honestly a major tip, especially with Reinhardt, is don't go back. Always go forward. So my plan here is just to get on the point, do as much damage as I can, stay alive for as long as possible, and mess the enemy up. I got some decent kills. It got us access to the point. Our Genji's gone in, Dragon Bladed, killed a lot of people, so it's looking really, really good for us. Now, if I'd stayed on the hero I was playing originally in this game, I think it was Zen. I think I was playing Zen originally in this game. It might have been DPS, actually. I'm not sure. I don't think this would have happened. Like, we only got into this situation because I changed my hero. Now, there'll probably be guys out there saying, well, Sty, actually, maybe your DPS popped off. Genji just killed 3 or 4 people. He did. But would he have done that if I hadn't have moved in the way I did? It's very hard to tell. Overwatch is a game where it really does depend on your ability to read what's going on. Yes, you do need to be mechanically good with certain heroes, but there are a lot of heroes in this game where you can play to a massively high level if you're just clever about what you'll do. One thing which I regret by making this video is I can't show you every single situation, because there are literally infinite situations for every hero, every kind of enemy combination on every map. It would take forever. The only way to get a better Overwatch brain is to think about what you are doing. A lot of people will say just go out there and play the game more. That's not actually the best way to do it. Just think about what you're doing. There are some golden rules with Overwatch. The first one is you don't want to die. If you can prevent yourself from dying, you will win more games, because the worst thing you can do is die. On the flip side, the best thing you can do is kill the enemy. But there are loads of different ways you can kill the enemy. You don't actually have to be the guy clicking on the heads getting the kills. You can be the guy making the space, which allows your people who do click on the heads to get the kills. If you don't make the space, then they won't get the kills. You could be the support that keeps your tanks alive to allow them to make the space, which then allows the DPS to get the kills. So can you see where this is a very complicated topic to cover, and it's difficult to cover it in a video. And it's taken me a few days to work on this video to even get it to a point where I think it makes sense, because it's so complex. What you need to do is always have a plan. So what I'll do here in this section is just run through what my plan is. You'll notice that we can't actually win. They've got 1 minute and 31 to take this point. The only result we can get here is a draw. This doesn't mean we're going to throw the game. I've been in matches where people are like, well, whatever, it's pointless playing now, we can't win. Well, we can still not lose. So that's the key thing. What I want to do here is play slightly aggressively, slightly forward in the choke, and I'm going to hit them as they come through. So I'm going to move back towards the door, and then I'm just going to play around the door. Kind of like standard sort of positioning in a way, but it is quite aggressive, because if they rush through fast, this could be a bit of a problem. You can see I'm playing with the Roadhog, gets a huge hook, so I'm going to just go to town on the D.Va, we get the D-Mech. We've won this fight. So already straight away, this is a great play off our Roadhog. It's decent play off me, and he does it again, so we can smash in the Zarya, and that again is a good result. We're playing together. The plan here is to stay alive. The plan here is to mess up their pushes. They've only got 1 minute and 30 at the start of the attack, so this isn't like... we just need to disrupt a couple of their attacks, which we have done successfully. We need to do this a few more times, and we'll be Gucci, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be no problems. So again, what I don't want to do here is be aggressive. I don't want to charge aggressively forward. I don't want to move out into the choke to make myself vulnerable. I also don't want to charge that Zarya. And again, another huge hook, which I follow through on. Like, you'll notice that I'm waiting for the hook. The Roadhog is calling when he gets the hooks as well, although I can clearly see what's going on. And we get another kill. I think the enemy team there is starting to tilt, which is fine. If they tilt, who cares, right? You just don't want your team to tilt. So it's very simple, right? My plan is just not to die. It sounds really stupid to keep saying this, but it is not to die. It's to take a good position. It's to try and control the enemy team. One thing I'm going to start to get worried about now is there are only 30 seconds left. There may be a Graviton Surge. There might be a Diva Bomb. There could be these ultimates coming online. I don't think there is, but there could be, so I need to play for it. Notice how I'm charging them to keep them away from the point there. Now I start to get attacked, and now I worry because I've just died critically with Earth Shatter. So what did I do that was wrong there? Well, I charged, didn't I? Stupidly, across the point, across the door there, thinking I'm like some sort of hero. I'm not a hero, and I got killed. But who was the hero in that game? Our Genji waited, used his blade as they committed, and killed all of them. So he was the hero. He had the better plan. Hopefully, guys, you can see what I'm trying to get across in this video. It's very difficult to do this, but I want you guys to go away in your games and always think to yourself, what should I be doing right now? What is my plan? If you do that, I guarantee you will win more games, and it will make you a better Overwatch player. I've only showed you supports and tanks in this video, but it applies to every single hero. Think about basic stuff for Soldier. Do I have the high ground? Well, if I don't, then maybe if I get the high ground, I might be in a better position. Same applies to McCree. You can just literally go to town with it, guys. All right, I've been Stylosa, guys. This is Unit Lost. I hope this Overwatch Advanced guide helps you out, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more stuff like this, because I think there is a bit of a void in terms of this kind of content out there, and I think this will genuinely help players get better, rather than just like, hey, here's one great trick that will get you better at Overwatch, or 50 guides on how to aim. You know, it's like, come on, you know, let's get some proper advice out there. All right, guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.